is Maruti Suzuki's answer to India going electric, the e-vitara. Now you might say that Maruti is late to the party, but let me just say that, there was Orkut, there was High Five, and then there was Facebook. So sometimes coming in at the end does not necessarily mean it's the worst thing out there. It just means that you've had a chance to study other people's game plans and maybe come up with a better one yourself. But more on that later. This is the e-vitara. This is what Maruti makes. It is exported to over 100 countries. It's on sale in various countries, and we're finally getting it here in India. I've had a chance to drive it not once, but twice. One included a nice long drive from Bhopal to Hyderabad, and today I'm out here taking it out in and around Gurgaon for a review. So let's jump into the details of what Maruti packs into their first electric car for India. Before we jump into other aspects of the car, let's take a look at the design. Now, in my books, this is the best looking Maruti Suzuki ever. I mean, hands down. It's edgy, it's sporty, it's got brilliant proportions, and we're talking about it really standing out on the road. For me, the large things that really stand out, one is this nice scooped out bonnet. It's got these nice character lines on it. Edgy, gives it a very sporty touch, and something that really adds a lot of character to the e-vitara. Of course, the front end, this being an all-electric, it's all sealed off, but they didn't go with a boring look. They didn't just go with a flat face, They gave it a lot of character. I like the fact that they played with layers, they played with materials. You've got this piano black finish over here, nice large Suzuki logo, which incidentally is done in a brushed metallic look and not your shiny chrome that you normally get. That's again something that's worth taking note of. The headlights, again, the cluster is really nice. You've got these 3 lights that light up your DRLs, gives it a lot of character even at night, does stand out, and is definitely something that really works for it. Coming down lower, your front grille, all of that, again, they've played with edges, they've played with surfaces, and it really gives it a very nice muscular look when you eye it from right up front. As we move along to the side, there are certain things that definitely stand out about this vehicle, because those character lines, they again carry over to the rest of the body. And we can see that edginess over here as well, because it carries over to the wheel arch. So you've got this nice character line that sort of brings a little bit of that added muscle to the entire package. The wheels, again, you've got these aerodynamic alloys, all done up really well. You've got a black and sort of brushed metallic finish. And these are riding on 18s. So we're talking about 225/55 R18 wheels over here, which is again a pretty decent size and has that nice proportion to the rest of the body. So I think in terms of design, we can see that Maruti's really done their homework through and through, and you'll see more of it as we walk around the vehicle. Coming onto the side, I think when we look at it, what Maruti has done is sort of just to break it up a bit, is giving it a little bit of surface. You've got a little bit of a plastic molding on the doors, which again adds that slightly more robust SUV-ish character to it. And as you move along, you'd have noticed that the rear door handle is actually up here. So this gives this entire surface the designers an area to play. So they've added a bit of a haunch over here. So this actually protrudes a bit, gives it a slightly more muscular finish as it moves on to the back. The roof, by and large, flat. It's not really a very sloping roof, and I think they've done that to sort of maintain interior space. We will talk about that too. But coming back to the rear design, this is what I was telling you. Maruti has paid a lot of attention to the way that they want this to look. So you've got beautiful taillights, done in this transparent sort of housing. Looks really nice, really upmarket. You've got a bar right across the back. And then again, you get those surfaces and textures which really work well in bringing this entire package together. So when you look at the vehicle, from various angles, it does stand out. It's got that nice sporty stance. It might be, a compact SUV, but I think that the proportions really lend to its overall appeal. Get comfortable inside and you're greeted with a really premium cabin. We're talking about a dual tone look. It plays off with black and this beautiful brown color that Maruti's chosen. The materials look great. The plastic doesn't look plasticky, and you've obviously got dollops of piano black to just sort of add to that premium appeal. Even the materials, it's a soft touch dash, which again is something that is standout and is also associated with luxury. The seats, again, done in a dual tone finish, so you've got fabric, leatherette, as well as this brown bit over here, which again adds to that appeal. And I think when you're seated up front, what you do get is a sense of being cocooned in a nice cockpit. So you've got a great view of the road. You've got your dual screens over here. So you've got your digital driver infotainment, your digital driver information cluster, and then you've got your infotainment screen right over here. So again, access is easy. It's in your line of sight and really well done in that sense. Your AC controls are with buttons. These toggle switches are actually pretty nice. They've got a nice touch to them. So that's something that Maruti has definitely paid attention to. And like the outside, I think designing the inside, getting the surfaces right, getting all the angles and everything done properly was part of the game plan to bring out that sporty essence with this vehicle. Even the steering wheel, it's got a nice flat bottom, a nice chrome insert over here. You've got steering mounted controls. It feels good. It's got a nice grip to it. And that's again something that you actually enjoy. So when I've been driving it around, it's actually quite a fun vehicle to drive. And I will get into the details of performance in a bit. But coming back to what we have with the interior, like I said, you've got all your creature comforts pretty much taken care of, all the big ones at least. So you've got a nice infotainment system, you've got your wireless charging over here, you've got cup holders, and you've got this floating deck. So you've got storage space down here, which is again a boon thanks to the the skateboard platform that allows you to just have that sense of space on board with a really flat floor. And up front, when it comes to space, I have got the seat where I would be driving. I'm 6'2", and I'm extremely comfortable over here. So you can see that I've got enough room, and I think that the position and the ergonomics are again pretty spot on. Even the front passenger, I don't think they're going to complain about anything when it comes to creature comforts or how they're seated. You do not get a panoramic roof. Now, that might be a good thing or a bad thing, because it depends on which side of the fence you sit on. I'm one of those guys who just hates panoramic roofs. I think that they're a little too gimmicky and a little pointless. I'm very happy with the glass roof, and that's what the e-vitara gets. So you've got a nice glass roof over here. Looks good, lets the light in, and you don't really have to worry about opening it and closing it all the time. And yeah, so up front, I would say that would pretty much sum up what you do get in terms of space and the screens and everything. Obviously, your infotainment system is well connected. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all wireless. So that makes it easy, it makes it convenient, and definitely a boon if you're out there. The sound system is actually pretty good. So your playback quality is where I would like it. I enjoy my music, I enjoy having my bass, and this thing does a pretty good job on that. So the standard fitted audio system on board is something that you can definitely count on to play your music back right. But speaking about the interiors and speaking about space, we need to talk about the back seat and the boot. Now, I've left the front seat exactly the position where I would be driving, and when I get into the back, what you do see is that it is a very upright seating position. I don't really have any thigh support over here, and my knees, although they're not touching the seat, the floor is a little high, so I've got this more upright position. Headroom is just barely there, and that's because Maruti has sculpted out just a bit of space right up here, but I can feel my hair brushing it at times. That is definitely one of the downsides to this vehicle, but it is a compact SUV, and I'm not really going to complain too much about it, because for a lot of people who are a lot shorter than me, they're actually going to be quite comfortable back here. I've got this seat moved up a bit, and I'll just show you what I mean by that, because when I move over here and I've got that seat, where someone slightly shorter would be seated, I suddenly have a more relaxed seating position. So overall, it's actually not that bad. It's actually a major grouse only for tall drivers and tall passengers, rather. But you actually get pretty decent room over here. But that's not just it. Maruti does have a trick up its sleeve, and I'm going to show that to you. So when it comes to the seat, you can actually do something very cool. And it's on rails. So if you want, there's a bar down here, and these seats actually can move forward and back. I'm going to get down and demonstrate that to you. So you can actually play around with the space, because being on rails, these seats can move as you would like them. Now that is something about being versatile and a little flexible, because when we take a look at the boot with these seats pushed back, we're actually struggling a little bit. So yeah, with the boot, because it's not only about human space, it's also about luggage space. So we've got a boot over here that roughly swallows about 300 liters of luggage. And as you can see, I've got one large suitcase, one small suitcase, and this bag, and that pretty much fills up the boot. Now, why do you need that sliding seat? Well, if you're not going to be carrying luggage around all the time, which most of us rarely do, we can have the seat all the way back at a very comfortable place for a lot of people. But in the event that you do need to ferry around more luggage, and it might just be you and a friend out on a drive or a weekend getaway, you can actually slide those seats up front and free up more space. So I think Maruti has played it smart, so it's not really a negative, but yeah, it's about saying that we've got this much space on board. How do we allow people to utilize it as and when they need it? You can also drop the rear seats. You've got a lot of flexibility and a lot of versatility built in. So it's a plus and a minus. I think if you are a family of 4 or 5 and out on a road trip, yes, then you might need that little bit more space. If it's just about 3 or 2 people going out on a trip, you can free up a lot of space. If there's no luggage on board, you've got ample room to get passengers on board. It is a compact vehicle, so sitting 3 abreast is a little tight. For people like me, I would say that this is a 4-seater, but that's if you're as big as me. For the rest of the world, I'm quite sure that as a 5-seater, it definitely works. But these are the things that Maruti has looked at. I think they understood where the market is coming from, and they sort of toyed around with these ideas just to give you that flexibility. So you might hear complaints about it, but in my books, I think having the flexibility far outranks the fact that, you know, from the get-go, you'd be complaining about the space. Where the e-vitara truly shines is in the manner that it drives. Now, before I jump into that, let me just tell you that you do get 2 variants of it. So there's a 49 kilowatt battery pack version, as well as a 61 kilowatt hour battery pack version. What we have is obviously the top end with the 61 kilowatt hour battery pack, and this one offers you a range that is about 543 kilometers on a single charge. Now, I've had the chance to drive this actually quite extensively. I took it on almost 1,000 kilometer drive earlier this month from Bhopal all the way to Hyderabad. And on that, I did get to see a variance in range, because depending on driving conditions, depending on the way that I pushed it, and the fact that I was pretty much out on the road by myself, you know, just sort of enjoying this drive in the manner that I would enjoy an ICE vehicle. What I did get to see was that it gave me roughly about 430 kilometers on a single charge. And the proof of the pudding was in the fact that I did 375 kilometers in a single go, and when I reached my destination, I still had 14% battery left. And the range that it was showing me at that point was another 65 odd kilometers that I could have driven. So yeah, you do the math and you get up to that 420, 430 kind of sweet spot rather easily. Having said that, I did have the occasion to also push really hard and drive it at 3-digit speeds for a nice length of time. And over there, the range does drop, but we know that about all EVs. And I would say that if you pushed the e-vitara really hard, the worst that you would get out of it is about 300, 320, 330 kilometers on a single charge. So yeah, so that's your range variance over there. But in terms of normal day-to-day driving and dealing with it, or city driving predominantly, you're actually going to get in excess of 400 kilometers very easily. So that's on the range front. But what's it like in terms of power and power delivery? So that's where it becomes the most fun Maruti that I've ever driven. It powers up really nice. It really flies. You can actually get it up to 3-digit speeds, you know, in just seconds. You've got drive modes that allow you to sort of toy around with it. you can actually switch into sport, which actually does convert it into something that's a lot more peppy than just eco mode or your normal drive mode. And that definitely is something that transforms this into a really sporty, nice, compact SUV that you can take out on the road and actually have a lot of fun with. Handling, now that's something that Maruti has paid a lot of attention to. Okay, we're talking about it actually being really composed at high speeds, doing well on bad roads. I think the suspension setup is one of the best I've seen on an EV yet, because it just does a brilliant job in the way it sort of rides on those bumps. It doesn't thunk through the way that we've seen with other heavier EVs. EVs are inherently heavy, and getting that dynamic right is actually where the sweet spot is. Maruti has actually managed to do a very decent job with the e-vitara ride quality, the handling, and the confidence that it inspires when you're out there and driving. Yes, I might be sitting out here in traffic in Gurgaon, but it's also been a fun drive, taking it up and down the highway, pelting it up to 3-digit speeds. It cruises effortlessly, and that's what makes it such a joy. I think being behind the wheel of the e-vitara is definitely an experience. It's composed, it's fun, it really does a brilliant job of putting a smile on your face, because you are in something that's sporty and it's got that hint of attitude as well. I've really enjoyed driving the e-vitara. I think that that's where it truly wins you over, is when you spend some time behind the wheel, you actually start to understand just how well a vehicle Maruti has put together right here. But that's not just it, right? We're talking about it also being a very safe machine as well. Right off the bat, it's got a Bharat NCAP rating of 5 stars. You've got 7 airbags on board. It comes with ADAS level 2 features. Now, some of them, like lane keep assist and the lane departure warning, might be a little aggressive, on the aggressive side. But having said that, you do have all those features on board. So we're also talking about a robust build quality, use of high tensile steel. It's got high strength steel through and through. So a brilliant shell. You've got a beautiful skateboard as well that's been designed well to house the batteries, keep them safe. And all of that comes together in a form that is actually quite stylish, fun to drive, and pretty brilliant out on the road. Now, coming down to the verdict, what do I actually think of the e-vitara? Number one, in my books, it's actually the most fun Maruti I've ever driven. So that's definitely a tick mark for this machine. 2, it's extremely stylish. I really like its proportions, I like the design, and I like that Maruti has actually given us something that feels rather robust. 3, it drives really well. In my books, I think the way that it powers up, the way that it feels on the road, the handling, the suspension, all of that is testimony to the fact that a lot of research has gone into giving us something that's very tuned for India. It's not clunky and it doesn't feel heavy, which is what a lot of EVs feel like. Being built on a platform that's, EV all the way through, is not just a retrofitment. It does definitely add to the different dynamics that this vehicle has. So that's again a standout feature about this vehicle. And yes, if you are in the market for the e-vitara or an electric vehicle, this is definitely something to consider, which brings me to the point of pricing, because that is actually the only thing that Maruti has to get right. I think from a product perspective, they've packed it with enough stuff. You might find a few features that you might want or not want, but by and large, it's a very complete vehicle. Done right, it's got a nice battery size, a great range, and it is only the pricing that in my books will truly determine its future in terms of sales. Because when we talk to people, when we asked around, I think that 15 lakh price point is what a lot of people are talking about. That's where they would say is a sweet spot for the top of the range e-vitara to sit at. I don't know if Maruti can pull that off. Maybe by the time this video hits, we might have the pricing, we might not have the pricing. But that's just my 2 cents on what the e-vitara is. As a product, it has got a few flaws, but as a package, it is something that you would want in your garage. Well, with that, we come to the end of our e-vitara review. I've tried to show you all the bits and pieces about it, talk about space, talk about the performance, things I like, things I don't like. And if you do have any questions, you got any comments, you got something that you want to add or you want to ask me, please leave it in the comment section below, because it's my promise and the MOTORSCRIBES promise that we answer every question that comes in on the channel.